Good evening, folks. Welcome back to the program. You may hear some hadidas in the background as I'm in South Africa. So is it just for a domestic audience? I mean, it's just for the voting base? Honestly, I've got to ask myself this question because Gwede Mantashe, the Minister of Minerals, has given us yet another gem. Remember a few weeks back, Gwede Mantashe, wholly ignorant of how the economy works or how the mining sector works, even though he's a Minister of Minerals, famously said that if they won't give us the aid, we won't give them the minerals. Well, I'm sorry, Gwede, but we buy the minerals in the U.S. You don't give them to us, and the aid doesn't go to the South African government. It went to non-government organizations and third parties. So we're not giving the aid anymore because you pissed Trump off. You know, you might have gotten it back, but you pissed him off, and now it's gone, at least for the short term. We'll see if we can work out a deal and get it back. But that was a heck of a gem he gave us. But now we have a new gem. Today he was in Ermelo celebrating tomorrow's public holiday on the 27th, 28th. Yeah, anyway, here late in April 2025. So he was speaking in Ermelo, and he said that that if he were president for just 3 hours, he would make black people go to Orania and build inside of Orania. Talking about hate on Unifying Day and saying that, you know, these evil right-wingers. Well, I'm sorry. Can we have a conversation about the Inganyoma Trust? Not exactly a place where colored folks, Indian folks, white folks are really invited to go to. It belongs to the Zulu. It's their property. The king administers it. Orania is a private piece of property, land legally purchased, land incorporated, that has covenants, like a homeowners association. If you speak Afrikaans and you're Dutch Calvinists and you abide by their covenants, you can live there. So what's the beef? Stirring racial controversy where there's no need for racial controversy. This is an example of taking South Africa backwards. Utter nonsense. No different. Well, those ideas are loud here. No different than the EFF saying they're going to march on Orania, which they never did. Then they claim they're going to march on the Northern Cape administrative offices. Whatever. How about you focus on the abysmal education standards in this country? How about you focus on the rampant crime in this country? How about you focus on funding, equipping, and training the police adequately and effectively funding and overseeing the justice system? How about you focus on job creation instead of generating fake racist arguments and attacking people who are law-abiding South African citizens making false claims that they want independence? Orania's never asked for independence. They never declared independence. There made any such statement. This race hustling is really obnoxious and nauseating, and it really, really needs to stop. And it's not going to stop as long as South Africans keep tolerating it and voting for people who run around and turn everything into a racial issue that's not a racial issue. Really sad to see, but it's the world we live in, and it doesn't seem to go away. So Minerals Minister Gwede Mantashe has given us another gem to contemplate and mull over, this time in Ermelo, saying that if he were president for just 3 hours, he would have black people go to Orania. But the problem with that, of course, Gwede, is it takes a lot longer than 3 hours to get to Orania. It's in the middle of frickin' nowhere. You know, it'd be fascinating if Orania was built in Constantia, or if Orania was built in Bolito, or if Orania was built in Sandton, and you're complaining the evil white racists have stolen the land and now they're just denying people access. Listen, they bought land in the middle of frickin' nowhere, way away from everybody, just to practice their culture and live their lives, which is guaranteed under South Africa's constitution. A constitution that the ANC, as a ruling party, drafted and promulgated with a majority black-ruled government. What is the problem? What is the issue? And why do you forget about the Inganyoma Trust when you talk about Orania? This is pure and simple race hustling. It's abhorrent. It's nauseating. And it's one of the reasons why South Africa is in such a mess. No different than the Black Lives Matter nonsense that happened in America. Bunch of grifters stealing everything, pretending to care about black folks. We have here a situation, a bunch of folks pretending to care about black folks, and all they want to do is destroy others. They don't want to uplift black South Africans. They want to destroy other South Africans. It's sickening. And it's really sad to see. But it is what works for some people. And I would ask that people grow up and move beyond that. Unless someone mistreats you, you have no basis to make these spurious arguments. No one in Orania is mistreating anybody. The labor is performed by White Afrikaners. White Afrikaners purchase the land. White Afrikaners purchase land inside it. White Afrikaners adhere to the standards and conditions set forth by the corporation. Colored Afrikaners could go there. And those who speak Afrikaans, Dutch Calvinist. So stop the nonsense. If you want to become an Afrikaner, then become an Afrikaner, Gwede Mantashe. But a Zulu is not an Afrikaner. The Xhosa is not an Afrikaner. An Englishman's not an Afrikaner. I can't live there. You don't hear me whining about racism. I'm not culturally aligned to the Afrikaners, so I'm not welcome to live there. And that's fine with me. Who wants to live in the middle of nowhere in the desert? Except a bunch of nomads. Not me. Anyway, another gem from Gwede Mantashe. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Not even remotely, folks. Enjoy your public holiday, South Africa. And folks around the world, how's it going? Busy here in South Africa as always. Cheers.